Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Centered Tarot. And as always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. It's Wednesday, so that means it's Let's Talk Astrology Day. So, with me, I have John from MASSALIA ASTRO TAROT. And
Hello.
yes, and today we're going to cover all things Capricorn.
Yep.
Oh, yay! Yay, Capricorn. This is their month, too.
Yeah, starting today.
Starting today. And today is the winter solstice.
Yep,
So it's a magical, powerful day
it is.
for those people who are not aware of it. This is the day that it's you set aside everything from the past year that didn't suit you, that wasn't good, that was negative in any way, shape, or form. Release it, let it go, send it away with light and love, and then set your intention for the coming year. And say your intention out loud. That carries a lot of weight when you say it out loud. Not only that, it also really, really helps to, when you say your intention for what you want, that you use present action words. Don't say, I hope. You say, hey, I am grateful for, and then name whatever it is. And I used an example this afternoon. If you need a new car, okay, don't say I'm hoping for a new car. I'm really, really hoping for a new car, because that's what you're going to do all year, is you're going to hope. So you say, I am grateful for the new car that I have. I am grateful for this amazing vehicle that keeps me safe, and so on and so forth. So speak in terms in present tense, as if it has already happened, and then it will. Okay. Teresa Levine is here.
Hi.
Hi. And she says, yeah, all crap I need to let go of. Absolutely. Wash it away. Send it back to source and let source deal with it however it wants. Okay. So, John, you've been very, very busy,
I am, yeah.
and you've got,
Still.
yes, and you've got some great new things coming up in the new year.
Yeah, definitely.
Or, you know what? We're going to have to talk about that at some point. So
Absolutely.
yeah, maybe next time that we get together, which is January 4th,
Yeah.
you can let everyone know about the great things that you are up to. Yay!
Sure.
Okay, all right. Well, I am going to sit back and enjoy and take it away.
Okay. So, like Marina said, it's all about Capricorn today. So, it's really interesting with Capricorn here because as we are nearing the top of the zodiac wheel, I'm just going to go to this next slide here.
Mhm.
So, like we did since Aries here, we've crossed all the way through here to the very top of the zodiac wheel. We now need to ascend. I'm gonna go back there. The
Yes.
steep mountain trail of maturity that will lead us to the next sign of Capricorn, the sea goat. That's a weird. I would say that's a
Mhm.
weird kind of sign to have as or a kind of weird animal, a
Yeah.
sea goat. It's
Sea
like it
goat. Yeah.
doesn't really mesh well together. Um, I wish I could have done some more research on that, but uh, I'm I'll try to delve more about those kind of origin in maybe another podcast or something like that. But
Absolutely.
it is I've heard that it's really interesting. Each sign that developed over time and was culturally enriched with different like local cultures over the time, and it was really that cemented um, each of the 12 signs of the
Mm-hmm.
zodiac. So here, coming back to Capricorn here, the individual truly learns to strip off any residual infantilism as they learn to strive for achievement and personal responsibility. So remember, in the previous sign of Sagittarius, the individual was reborn from painful self contemplation and was ready to explore the world anew and develop personal convictions. But now, in the sign of elevation, they need to put the pleasure of gathering aside and think about how they can materialize their philosophy and beliefs into something strong and durable like stone.
Yeah.
Like this is an earth sign we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So there needs to be concrete, tangible proof of progress here, especially with
Mm-hmm.
Capricorn. So Capricorn is the sign that exemplifies perennial structures and institutions best, since they deal with continuous action through endurance and strong organization. Oh, this word is tough to me. Um, orga- Why did I choose that?
Organizational.
Yeah, organizational skills.
I know. I know.
Yeah, sometimes I write things out and I was like, why am I doing that to myself?
Yeah.
This is basically the adult, the businessman, the overseer of the zodiac.
Mm-hmm.
So this is effectively the last sign of the zodiac. I'm going to go back here. This is the last sign of the zodiac that deals with the personal, the individual, since Aquarius and Pisces coming next speak about our relationship with the collective.
Yeah.
So from Aries all the way through Capricorn, the individual has learned to mature through every little different steps of learning something. That
Mm-hmm.
was really crucial for the individual to mature and truly blossom into some very responsible being,
Yeah.
to project themselves into something higher and reach new heights in their lives, in their livelihood, their career, their family, anything like that. So, the soul here needs to elevate to its personal best by using pragmatic skills to develop a healthy reputation. When we're talking about Capricorn here, this is all about, remember, and I'm going to talk about it again later in the video, but there will be a strong parallel with Cancer here, since it's the
Mm-hmm.
opposite sign here.
Yeah.
Cancer dealt with the family structure, our origins, our roots, our intimate self. And now with Capricorn, it's our public self, our public image. What
Yeah.
can we project into the world? Uh, what are our worth or social worth? What can
Yeah.
we bring to the table for others to thrive on? So it's really important in that step, that personal step, to truly embody this kind of maturity and to be able to muster all our learning or previous learning in order to make something concrete out of it. Yeah. So by taking on and sustaining commitments, the individual's goal in Capricorn is to become accomplished and wise. Since the sea goat is also the sign of old age, people
Mm-hmm.
born under strong influence of that sign can appear older than they actually are, especially sometimes it's physically so,
Yeah.
but also just mentally or
Yeah.
emotionally. Um, as they seem to carry a burden with them that cannot be taken off easily. There's a lot of personal shoulds and musts with
Mm-hmm.
Capricorn, and some people might be compelled to shoulder responsibilities from an early age all the way through their senior time. Usually, with Capricorn, every astrology book that I've heard before, or I shouldn't say every, but a lot of them said that Capricorn is like it's like a fine wine. It ages, it gets more complex and even more
Yeah.
palatable over time.
Yeah.
And I think that rings true for most of it because, yeah, Capricorn is all about this kind of. It's like early on, it can be really hard for them because they must learn to, like I said, shoulder a lot of responsibilities, be that kind of um, um, precocious child,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of have to leave that childhood or childlike innocence behind,
Yeah.
that cancer-like innocence in a way.
Yeah.
So my God, I'm just like repeating what I'm saying all the way on that was written on my script here. For most, for most, there is a lot of innocence that occur quite early in development of loss of innocence,
Yes.
effectively sealing some natural childlike wonder and laughter that most kids at their age would have.
Yeah.
Capricorn also symbolizes our inner desert, where we wander in solitude. The
Yeah.
deserts are ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the planet, the first ruling planet of Capricorn. So it's all about entering the harsh elements of isolations and
Yeah.
duties that render us emotionally fragile yet resilient at the
Yeah.
same time. So, yeah, this loneliness can be both a blessing and a curse,
Yeah.
depending on how the individual will learn to cope with that state of mind. The key element here is to learn how to use solitude as leverage for self understanding and true maturity as opposed to callous rejection of feelings.
Yeah.
So, yes, with Capricorn here, there's always this danger, and I will talk about it later in the podcast, um, about sealing away their emotions and
Yeah.
their kind of tender feelings, because
Yeah.
it can be hard for Capricorn to truly let go of their, I would say, stony or like rocky facade,
Yes.
that they can endure anything, that they can uh, beat uh, that they can beat the harsh weather or the harsh conditions that they're in, and it can be truly impeding on their moral,
Yeah.
on their own feelings, that they cannot quite get out of that turmoil. And
It,
so,
it, yeah. It's almost like they believe that their willpower alone can get them through anything,
yes,
and yeah, and overcome anything. And even though they could even be in physical pain, but they will not show that to you because it could
yes,
be perceived as a weakness. So they're going to hold that in. And I
yes,
absolutely understand what you're talking about. I know that, yeah, I know a Capricorn, and that is exactly it. Yeah.
yes.
Sorry to interrupt you, but Teresa
Yep.
Levine says, John and Marina, what sign are you?
Oh, I'm Cancer.
And I'm a Libra. So there. Yeah.
And we're talking about Capricorn today. So it's like almost all the cardinal signs
Yes.
combined, only missing Aries here.
Yeah,
So if there's
exactly.
an Aries here in the chat,
Yeah. Oh, Teresa is, I believe, an Aquarian.
oh, an
Yeah.
Aquarius.
Yeah. She's
So we will be
Aquarius.
talking about you in
Next 2
2 weeks.
weeks,
Yeah.
January 4th.
I
Yeah,
love Aquarius.
I
It's
know.
truly an awesome. Well, I love all signs, but I do have my preference.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay.
Okay.
So, sorry.
So,
Go ahead.
oh, it's okay. So, going back to Capricorn, more symbolically there, the sign of Capricorn could be depicted as pictured here, the highest mountain peak, perpetually covered in ice and snow. A howling wind further aggravates the grueling scenery, making this frozen wasteland truly inhospitable. Despite that, a lone mountain goat, unpictured here, stands strong amidst the blazing snowstorm, transfixed by its desire to reach the apex of its journey. The animal resolutely climbs the last cliff that separates it from its goal. So here we have a very, very strong-willed character, or at least that's what Capricorns is here to learn.
Mm-hmm.
By sheer will, you can overcome harsh obstacles and perform like you've never performed before,
Yep.
and truly get to your goal. So it's not the lush open plains of Sagittarius anymore. We need to get more serious. We need to get more dedicated to what we're into. Uh, we've committed some. We have commitments. We need to get on through, hardships, but they need to get the things needs to be done to get done.
Yeah.
So Capricorn's main ruler is Saturn, the planet of time, patience, and maturity.
Yep.
This is also the planet related to fears, limitations, and karma, meaning that the placement of Saturn in our chart will reveal where we tend to shy away from natural evolution and where conscious efforts need to be made.
Okay.
This is like it's like an area in our charts that we naturally don't want to navigate in a way because we know that we can feel pain in that area.
Yeah.
So there are two natural kind of I would say reactions to that. Some people just kind of avoid that area
Yeah.
altogether, or some other truly plow through it and become like this compensating
Mm-hmm.
person that truly like this mountain goat that really wants to go to the top, because there's a fear of elevation with Saturn. There's a need for it, but there's also a really strong fear about being this kind of a I'm on
Yeah.
the top. I'm at where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it also relates to Capricorn's need to feel burdened by some kind of task or duty of some kind, as Saturn tends to bring out the worst ways in which we can limit ourselves through conscious or unconscious tasking.
Okay.
Yes, this is a really Saturn's a doozy. I'm so eager to start a planets because it's gonna be a roller coaster, especially with
Uh-huh.
Saturn. I have a really strong Saturn in my chart, and it truly talks to me every time I'm discussing about Saturn. So
Yeah.
even though I don't have much Capricorn in a way, Saturn is like I really resonates with that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So finally, for this for Saturn, this planet can also symbolizes how Capricorn can refuse to let go of something obsolete and become overly set in their ways.
Yeah.
Um, Saturn also is in association with crystallizing something, could be crystallizing emotions, crystallizing memories, and crystallizing is basically like a synonym for like hardening or something, making something more like tangible. And
Okay.
since making something emotional or mental more solid, we have a better grasp on it, so we don't let go easily. We can
Yeah.
truly have access more easily to that kind of yeah, that kind of memory or feeling or something like that. So we are kind of our own like,
Worst enemy?
yes, in a way, with Saturn.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
you've got it. The second ruler to my right is Mars. So Mars can sound a little bit contradictory when we know that the sea goat is associated with patience and
Yeah.
wisdom. But here, the planet of action is here to remember Capricorn to not slow down too much and become immobile or unwelcoming of change. Because
Hmm.
remember, this is a cardinal sign. So cardinal sign are here to initiate something, are here to truly invest their time in creating something new. But
Right.
Capricorn, I would say this is the cardinal sign that is most likely to reject.
Right.
It's
Welcome to those that
cardinal.
are coming in. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm just saying hi to some of the new people that are coming in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Capricorn is kind of the it's hard for this sign to truly be like moving and always like I said, plowing through obstacles, because they take it so much more seriously than
Yeah.
most signs. So they can be this kind of they can transform into a statue sometime, a
Hmm.
stone statue, because they want things to stay the same. They want
Yeah.
this kind of control. Remember, we've had control in Scorpio,
Hmm.
and to be honest, there's control in every signs, but
Of course.
there is this strong need in Capricorn for material control.
Yeah.
And then if should they overspend their values over um should they over like invest their thinking, their feelings, and their values over things that are ephemeral or like just passing through,
Hmm.
they can become um, set in their ways, not moving, unwilling to change, unwilling to go through evolution.
Yeah.
And this is where like serious problems can show up.
Yeah.
So here, Mars is connecting with the assertive power of the sign and tries to bolster its determination to reach the top of the mountain.
Okay. I should just mention we've got a comment here from Melissa Hebert. Hi, Melissa. She says, "Hi, I'm a Capricorn, January 3rd,
Oh,
and Cap Sun. Thanks for sharing. I'm trying to learn how to stay out of my head."
oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah. Because interestingly enough, well, all we can all be stuck in our head in a way that is unhealthy. But Saturn with Capricorn, especially, tends to truly isolate the self and to be
Hmm.
removed from like actual like action, and they don't want to make the effort of changing their lives in fear that they will lose everything else.
And that's it. It's the fear that
Yes.
that yeah,
If
not having control of what could happen
yeah,
stifles the desire to make a change. because you don't
Yes.
know what it is. You can't control it. So it's kind of like, better the devil you know than the devil you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, yeah, I totally get that. I totally get that.
Yeah. And it's really hard for Capricorn to be to just take life as it is. Just
Mhm.
don't look too much into it and be this kind of lighthearted self.
Yeah.
It can be really hard for Capricorn because they're so transfixed on the way they
Yeah.
can shoulder responsibilities. They
Yes.
can invest their time into something that is tangible
Yeah.
because this is an earth sign. So they are all everything material is where they can seek security into. They truly
Yeah.
want something that is tangible in their life for security. This is the most, yeah. And I will jump and I will piggyback into the next paragraph here.
Hmm.
So yeah, like I said before, cardinal Capricorn, sorry, is a cardinal Earth sign, meaning that there is a need to initiate and create something. That's the
Yeah.
cardinal modality in the material plane of existence, Earth element. So, like Sagittarius, this is the last elemental sign of its kind. We're in the last four element here, the
Hmm.
last four signs of their respective elements. So, meaning that it is the most evolved form of its kind. We've started with finding emotional security through the five senses with Taurus. Remember, Taurus was all about finding emotional attachment
Yeah.
and being this kind of sensual character and having trouble managing it because they can be prone to greediness because of that.
Hmm.
And also cultivating their values and gifts. So often artistic talents. Uh, then we shift through a Virgo who was sifting out the bad matter, the bad
Yeah.
grain. So Virgo was all about making this kind of separation and this kind of over focusing on the micro aspect of life to
Yes.
sort out only the best qualities out of themselves and their environment. And then we finally need to assemble the building blocks to erect a new foundation in Capricorn. In theory, this is the most dynamic and assertive version of the Earth element, thanks to the cardinal quality and Mars rulership. If you look at the three Earth signs, we've got a rather feminine kind of quality with Taurus, even though it's
Yeah.
the bull that is represented here. So we've got usually the fixed sign is inherently more like quote unquote feminine because it's more
Yeah.
about intensifying rather than creating something new and bold. It's more about maintaining it. And it's with the rulerships, the planetary rulerships of Venus and the moon. So, to the two most feminine planets of the
Yeah.
solar systems being ruled by Taurus, that was more of the feminine nature of Earth, the Mother Earth. And then with Virgo, it was like some kind of mix between like I would almost say like neutrality
Yeah.
in neither masculine nor feminine. So it was more ambiguous with Mercury being the ruler of Virgo, and then with Capricorn, it's much more forceful. It's much more like let's do something concrete with the cardinal, the Mars and Saturn, much more assertive kind of energy here. So it's you
Okay.
can also do the same kind of the same kind of trick with the other elements that that is really fun to see. So yeah, what can prevent Capricorn from being this constant proactive mover and shaker is the self limitations and negativity brought by misunderstanding of Saturn's role in that sign's path to success.
Yeah.
Realism is the key for Capricorn to let go of their cynicism and dark thoughts so that true action can be done without self sabotaging.
Yep.
And Capricorn, I must say, is the true builder of the zodiac.
Yeah.
Um, so, yeah, so they can take a lot on their shoulders before showing signs akin to depression or like they're not well. So the sea goat is also the last cardinal sign of the zodiac wheel, meaning that it signals the beginning of the very last modal cycle of universalism.
Mm-hmm.
Here we can perceive beyond the personal through timeless structures like governments, ruling
Yeah.
classes, religious institutions, the economy, etc. These structures are made to last and symbolize the human need for coherence and order within society. But over time, they can become corrupt as cracks can start to form in the mortar or the
Mm-hmm.
concrete.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is a useful reminder that even the toughest stone can erode over time, over the centuries, eventually making the whole tower crumble. If someone knows about tarot, the tower card of the major arcanas can be associated with Capricorn in a way,
Mm-hmm.
because it's akin to the famous biblical story of the Tower of Babel.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's what it was human. It was humanity's hubris to build this kind of immense tower to reach out to God in a way,
Yeah.
and you can see some kind of analogy with Capricorn's like ruthless determination to progress and
Yeah.
achieve their goals with that kind of yeah that kind of story in a way.
Mm-hmm.
um So there is also an important axis, like I've said before, formed between the opposing sign of Cancer and Capricorn, which is one of time and verticality.
Mm-hmm.
So the sign of the crab can speaks about can speak about our origins or childhood and the nurturing principle, like our mother. And the sea goat, at its opposite, symbolizes the spine we must develop as we
Mm-hmm.
mature and
Yeah.
the elevating principle or quote unquote father figure.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need to balance those kind of opposing forces in order to be truly accomplished. But as we all know, we tend to favor one over the other
Yeah.
because this is more familiar or comfortable, and that's where problems start to appear. And yeah.
Yeah. It's almost feels like it's a long haul for Capricorn. Like
Yeah.
it's like they're pulling all the other lessons from all the other signs along with them, and they're forever, have all that on their shoulders. And yet
Yes.
at the same time, if they can get um past some of the things that influence them, like maybe the fear of the unknown, it can be very rewarding on the other side to
Yeah.
say, okay, I did it. I I took a step. I ventured into the unknown and I survived.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And if we look at the career for the sign of Capricorn, like many other signs, there are plenty of it.
Hmm.
Um, there is a vast array of natives from that sign that can be attracted to maintaining or developing structures. So, like working in business, administration, finances, the economy, politics. It's like et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So they Capricorn, especially when it's emphasized in our chart, there is an inner, it's like we need to have this kind of reliability in life, and we tend to embody that kind of I must be reliable. I must be this
Yeah.
kind of um elevating, like I said, principle,
Yeah.
that mature person that can truly invest my resources into making something durable.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's do something new. Let's build a business up to do from nothing to, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. And there can be extremely great at being good with the, you know, remember the son of Virgo was all about the details
Yep.
and all about the nitpicking. And Capricorn can do that, but they also have this kind of fantastic um, quality for long thinking, having the vision
Yep.
of something greater than themselves. Yeah, definitely with Capricorn.
Yeah. So they're like the little architects in a business. They're if you want a good accounting program, give it to a Capricorn and say, here, put this together for me.
Yeah,
And they can build that structure and it
yes,
will be a reliable structure. And that's where they
yes,
get a lot of their satisfaction from, is to be able to look
absolutely.
back and say, see, did
Yes, they
that
can
10
be
years ago
system
and it still
builders.
works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So also, it's not unusual to see people with lots of Capricorn energy ending up at CEOs or
Hmm.
bankers, business persons, politicians. So we can see that since Capricorn, remember, this is the top. This is the top of the mountain. They can become head of an
Yeah.
organization, of a company.
Yep.
This is really one of the signs that can be prone to truly um, become something like their own boss, like
Yep.
their own. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Absolutely. They have the structure to,
Oh, yeah,
yeah, the
definitely.
internal structure to carry it through, where other people might think, starting a business is easy. And then, they don't, it's kind of like working from home,
Mm,
that it's most people can get away from whatever it is that they're doing for a few minutes here and there. And I
hmm.
think Capricorn would say, no, no, I'm being paid for 8 hours. I'm putting in 8 hours. And they
Yeah,
do. And
yeah,
they do. So, yeah.
yeah, and you will see a lot of that. I won't. I don't want to generalize, but Earth signs in general, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, they know how to deal with the plain material world.
Yeah.
They know how to manage it. They know how to transform it, invest their time into it. They know how to, yeah, because this is the most crucial link they've got to reality.
Hmm. Yep.
Yeah, and some other people are attracted to time-consuming jobs that requires a great deal of effort. Because remember, Capricorn's the sign of time
Yeah.
and taking things slowly with dedication,
Yeah.
perseverance. So you can see, like, I wrote down watchmakers, sculptors, miners, construction workers. Yeah, anything that deals that entails repeated movements during an extended period of time.
Yeah.
So it's like the same kind of movement that deals the same kind of repetitive, but also the same like dedicated action that would
Mm-hmm.
lead to success over time or
Yeah.
completion.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you
So,
know what? It's funny. It's funny you say that because my father, when he was alive,
uh
he was he was a Virgo. I imagine he still is a Virgo.
huh.
I have my younger sister is a Taurus,
Huh.
and middle sister is a Capricorn.
Wow.
So yeah, when you're talking about the three of them together, yeah, I lived it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and earth signs can be so reliable, so down to earth that it's like baffling to other signs. Like,
I know.
how can you deal with so much? Because especially with like, well, pretty much any of the signs, we are like so in a way disconnected with reality
Mm-hmm.
that we have our own connection to other things. Like
Yep.
for air signs like yourself, it's all about thoughts,
Yep.
conceptual, the abstract, the how can I comfort myself with something that is like I have this kind of discussion with someone that was truly enlightening. And for water signs, all about the emotions. How can I resource
Yeah.
myself? How can so like you see this kind of truly important yeah, for each element there is some kind of the reality is completely different.
Yeah. You know, I've said more than once that as a Libra, I could I will construct I will design and construct the vase. The Virgo will come in and make it last forever. And Capricorn is going to ensure that it is going to be an item that everyone is going to want and is going to be very
Yes.
expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh,
So we're now at the dark side of Capricorn. So the if I could sum up the dark side of Capricorn, it's all about control.
yeah.
This sign has a particular relationship with being in control of their lives, as they can easily fall into two extremes should they not be careful. The first one is the individual who overcompensates for its lacks of emotional mastery by trying to seize everything within reach, exerting stifling pressure onto it while disrespecting the ethical or emotional reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
These individuals are often seen as the overly ambitious, super achieving type that can climb the corporate ladder at a surprising speed with dedicated work and single minded focus. They overuse the negative side of both Saturn and Mars, becoming ruthless and power hungry individuals that seek global control over whatever they can put their hands onto.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, um, Capricorn, I would say, when they are in this negative stance, especially when they choose to be this kind of over controlling person, and they can truly get what they want through power, yes, they can be
Yeah.
extremely good. Even I would say that you remember that Scorpio also had issues with this kind of overreaching
Yeah.
and emotional control side of them. They could be really this become this sly um, and truly devilish
Mm-hmm.
nature. But with Capricorn, since it's an earth sign, it's even more about the control of the matter. So becoming
Yeah.
rich, becoming this kind of like, yeah, overlord in a way that
Yeah.
is like controlling people by money in a way.
Yeah.
So yeah, you will see it's a really negative stereotype, but it exists.
Yeah.
But I also want to talk about oh, yeah, I wasn't done with that. This is the Tower of Babel, being built ever higher with no intent to stop. So the individual has become obsessed about building external extensions of themselves while neglecting what's tender inside. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
that was the controlling aspect, or
Yeah.
the external control too. It's like ever expanding with that side of Capricorn. But the reverse side of the coin is the person that has relinquished their power of verticalization to fear and limitations,
Yeah.
effectively becoming spineless and ever so gloomy and cynical.
Yeah.
Success and happiness are foreign concepts to them that are replaced by nihilism and
Yeah.
self loathing.
Yeah.
They feel the moment they could initiate change in their life, and they feel it, but they fear that everything could crumble around them and would be replaced by emptiness. So they desperately hang on to what little they have, even if that means that they might become miserable and
Yeah.
lonely. So it's important to note that both examples here show a lack of connection with the emotional core and are over focused on the external reality. So one will try to um, submit reality to their own liking, and the other one will say, "Oh my God, the mountain is way too high.
Yeah.
I can't do anything."
Yeah.
So you can have the both of them. And I've seen lots of people. I know lots of people, especially male Capricorns,
Mm-hmm.
who had issues or are struggling with the latter side,
Yeah.
being this kind of powerless individual,
Yeah.
ever so cynical. Um, yeah, this kind of everything's not worth giving something. It's like no,
Yeah. It's like they own and have read every self-help book on the market, and yet nothing changes. You know,
yeah,
they
or
have the knowledge, they have the information. It that the fear of getting out of where they're at is, I mean, it's part of who they are, and yet at the same time, um, the fact that Capricorns, even as children, are stoic.
yes,
You know, so they're much is asked of them, much is expected of them, because they do present as being more mature than they are. So that's a heavy burden to carry.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So, yeah.
So I will switch this one. Oh, that
Mhm.
cute. So the life mission of Capricorn is to accept their roles as a builder and persevere through adversity without forgetting about why they are doing this.
Yeah.
Once they include their own personal feelings to their projects, they can create true works of art that can create a radius of positive change from their inner circle to a whole society for some.
Hmm.
By integrating the positive qualities of the opposing sign of Cancer, the sign of Capricorn can stay connected to their emotional, candid self and know when to let go of their rigid, sullen persona and become empathetic to others' suffering and make way for progressive and durable change. Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely Capricorns have so much to offer. It's like
Mm-hmm.
they have this kind of, they can shoulder so much,
Yeah.
and at the same time can be kind of, yeah, when they let go of their rigidity, they they can be quite funny. They can be quite, oh,
Oh,
this kind of
absolutely.
happy go lucky and truly like, yeah. So there's a need for levity in their
Yeah.
life that they know they don't have to, they need to remember periodically, so that they can truly understand that it's part of themselves. They're not only like this kind of responsible guy or gal that is
Yeah.
like,
They're
no,
allowed to
I
be human. They're allowed to have
yes,
fun.
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And oh, it's already that. Oh my god, I'm only it's only 9 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I was like, oh, no, 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 no.
Yeah, I'm going to cut you off. The minute we get to 60 minutes, that's it. You're
Yeah,
done.
that's it. Now, so Capricorns in their love life are usually quite conservative and can be slow to open up to their significant other to the point of never truly being comfortable with their emotions. But however, they do show their affection through actions and are
Mhm.
usually very faithful to those close to them.
Yeah.
And they also need time to open up sexually, and like other earth signs, can be shown to be quite sensual lovers. So, yeah, you can see the associations here. The body parts are like Capricorn is the structure,
Yep.
so it's all about bones, joints,
Yeah.
nails, everything related also to the skin, the hair. It's
Yep.
everything like, yeah, making the whole structure of the body.
Yeah.
And the elements or the illnesses, you can see that it's all about making everything related to control and over being overly rigid can
Yep.
lead them to having some kind of rigidity in the body too, or
Yeah.
forming like
Yeah.
crystallizing like gallstones.
Yeah.
Um, and also Capricorn is associated with the cold in general. So everything pertaining to, yeah, cold also can be an issue. Okay, so any planet that falls in Capricorn will need time and effort to truly develop to its maximum potential, as this is the sign of the slow but constant efforts towards success. So failure to express planets in a healthy way may result in chronic pain and or depression,
Hmm.
bone joints issues, and rigidity in the body. So yeah, the sun in Capricorn at the top here. So the sun, as I always say, is the identity and how you can manifest yourself, your light into the world. So it is tied here to the capacity to build, to become autonomous, responsible, patient. So yeah, there's a need here to embody virtues of patience and pragmatism in order to
Yeah.
shine. Being a realist here is very important here. The moon in Capricorn, the moon is all about our emotions. So the moon in Capricorn is not very expressive, and it's not very comfortable in that sign usually. So the emotional security here is tied with personal control and fears. They may have, yeah, a hard time expressing, accessing feelings, and sometimes with the moon in Capricorn, there is like a delayed reaction because they like,
Hmm.
become this poker faced self
Yeah.
when something like hurts them directly, and they try to in a way withhold that kind of emotion so
Mhm.
that they don't become overwhelmed by it,
Yeah.
and it kind of be delayed after a while and be transformed or be projected into something else if it not dealt with correctly. So usually it can be moody in a way, or they can truly be chronic sadness.
Yeah.
Is truly indicative with the moon in Capricorn. Yes, there can be chronic is Saturn, sadness, yeah,
Yeah.
emotions.
Yeah.
Mercury in Capricorn, interesting combination here. Mercury is quite well in that sign, I would say, because they communicate with, yeah, realism. They can be
Mhm.
truly sensible here. Um, they don't try to rush into saying what they want to. I know some Mercury in Capricorn that can speak a little bit slower than normal,
Mhm.
and they don't want to like make assumptions. It's all about reality. This is that. So this is that. It's not. I
Yeah.
don't go any further than that. Um, they can have interest in history because it's tied to, yeah, the time,
Yeah.
business, conservatism, but also the way they talk, the way they speak can be cold or pessimistic at times.
Mhm.
But this is not as pervasive, I would say, as maybe the moon,
Yeah.
because the moon is all about the way we express our emotions. So the moon is even more, I would say, overly emphasizing their sadness here.
Yeah.
Oh, the way they cannot express their emotions the way they want to. It's like I can't. I
Mhm.
should be more restrained.
Yeah.
Venus in Capricorn, classic, slow to commit and engage romantically. Definitely. They
Yeah.
like the durable and quality based. I know some Venus in Capricorn that love like ancient buildings.
Mhm.
Ancient, they love like anything that is really durable. Like they want to
Yeah.
buy something like I would say Taurus. They
Mhm.
want something durable.
Yeah.
So if they want to redecorate or renovate, I would say their kitchen or their living room, they would want to choose things that are either timeless or
Yeah.
like strong, durable.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
again, with the like the moon in Capricorn, they can censor their feelings, and they
Mhm.
can be some kind of uneasy with intimacy.
Yeah.
And also with Venus and Capricorn, though this might truly be something that can be countered with something else in the chart, but this can, like finding love or just officializing a relationship, can truly take a lot of time here.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mars and Capricorn, usually very excellent, like truly excellent combination here. Like Mars is a natural ruler of Capricorn, so they can be very determined and
Yeah.
ambitious here. Oh yeah, definitely. They can simply have good managerial skills. They know, and they can truly be like this kind of boss. They can have like they can quickly climb ladders in the corporate
Yeah.
world, or they can truly just be like they are good at managing people or
Yeah.
things. So they can be really good taskmasters.
Yeah.
They are motivated by building something. It is really important to the activity here, and their desire is to build, is to make something last.
Yeah.
And sexuality here can be truly based on trust,
Yeah.
and it's more practical here. It's less like passionate.
Yeah.
So yeah, and oh, I got my celebrities here. So examples of celebrities with dominant Capricorn in a chart are American singer, songwriter, and actress Donna Summer with 12 points.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, so we can see a lot of, and
Yeah.
she's overall quite earthy. And
Yeah, she
Capricorn
is.
and Saturn is like, you can see Saturn like being at the very, very same degree of her ascendant. So
Hmm.
she's very marked that about that, truly like almost disciplined, like
Yeah.
self. It's interesting. So here we got also American actress, singer, songwriter, musician, and producer Zooey Deschanel.
Yeah.
So with 10 points. So we got the whole trio here: Sun, Moon,
Yeah.
Ascendant with Mercury. Again, again, a very strong Earth person, very dominant here.
Yeah.
Then we've got American songwriter, musician, and actor Jesse Brandt with 10 points.
Okay.
Quite similar, the same kind of planets here.
Yeah.
Then we've got Italian American actress and model, so known for her debut performance in the 2019 film Undercut Gems, Julia Fox, with, oh, was it? No, sorry. American author Rachel Thompson's. Sorry, skipped
Okay.
one.
It's all right.
Here, this is Julia Fox.
Okay.
So you can see,
Yeah. Ooh.
again, lots of planets in Capricorn. And this was a time with like enormous amounts of planets transiting into that
Yeah.
sign. So even though you could be like, she was Aquarius, but her Capricorn was very
Yeah.
strong here. And finally, American actor, comedian, and musician best known for his role as Howard Wolowitz in the
Wallowitz.
sitcoms The Big Bang Theory, Simon Helberg.
Yeah.
So this one is kind of like, I would say, limit, because like you
Yeah.
can see, he's quite Sagittarius here. And I would
Yeah.
also say that his facial structure is much more Aquarius
Hmm.
than Capricorn. His ascendant is really teetering to the next sign. So
Yeah.
it's like a half point here, a
Yeah.
half example. But I was out of examples.
Yeah.
So
Well, you go with what you have.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that was my little presentation of Capricorn.
Very, very interesting. I really enjoyed that because
Thank you.
yeah, it it's funny, but a lot of the Capricorns that I have known, um, that yeah, my initial perception of who they were changed as I got to know them.
Mm,
Um, and yeah, sometimes they did come off as being a little cool or
distant,
yeah,
like,
distant, indifferent, like
yeah.
whatever. Um, but then once you get to know them, and especially sometimes if you hear the stories behind, like because as I said, where they're very stoic, even as children, as babies. They just
Yeah.
seem to. So it's natural, I think, to put much more responsibility on them than they could shoulder.
Mm,
And they their character wouldn't allow them to say, no, that's too much. I can't do that. They would just take
true.
it on and take it on and take it on. And yet that can have an effect on people as you emotionally as you get older, um, it has an effect. I think maybe sometimes to some extent, maybe more than some of the other signs. It's like um, they've been tasked with a lot of responsibility, I guess is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but interesting, very, very interesting. There's learn something new and get a different perspective, and that's fantastic. So the next time, hey Sharon Sape. So the next time that we get together is going to be on January 4th, where
Yay.
we're going to talk all about Aquarius. And by that time, like the the hectic holiday season is going to be over, and I think everyone is going to be sitting back and just taking a deep breath and going, whew, okay,
Enough of that turkey.
yeah, enough. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, for those of you that are here, thank you. Thank you very much for being here. Really appreciate the support and your comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, not only to my channel, but to John's channel as well. Okay. MASSALIA ASTRO TAROT. All the information is down in the description below. And just to give you a heads up on some of the things that are happening here on the channel before we let you go, is tomorrow at 7 p.m., I'm going to be over with Val at Dragonfly Crystals. And we're going to be doing episode 3 of Messages for Light Workers. So do come and see us. On December 27th at 6 p.m., I'm going to have the amazing Mel Dewar, the Aloha Psychic, is going to be on the channel. Really looking forward to that. And then the following day, December 28th, I will be hosting Deanne from Shield Maiden Tarot is going to be joining me. So, and that's at 7 p.m. And all the times are Mountain Standard, Mountain Daylight Time, whatever. So that's kind of what's happening. I'm also going to be setting up a collab with Aiden Reed's Tarot. Just haven't figured out the details and so on. And then, of course, yeah, I can, I'll probably do something over the next few days with Sherry H, Voices from the Swamp. So just, keep an eye out on the community page and whatnot, and you'll know what's going on. So, and thank you, Teresa. Teresa says, thank you for another great show.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, Teresa. So, have you got any interesting plans over Christmas? Are you busy? Are you taking it easy? What are you doing?
Uh, I'm going to be working on that secret that I've talked about beforehand.
Okay. All righty. Well, don't work too hard. Don't forget to take time out for
Yep.
you and acknowledge the season and all that good stuff, and have a glass of mulled wine. I know I always look forward to mulled wine during Christmas. That's the only time I ever have it, and it's like, yeah, one glass, that's it, enough. And I'm looking for a spot to lay down. So anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you for sharing your evening with us. And we will gather again on January 4th with John. And in the meantime, you'll see me tomorrow and then the week after that and the week after that and whatnot. So anyway, John, thank you. And I will see you over the next couple days, as I will have to swing by the store and and get some wine. But I'll let you know before I come to make sure you're there, so we can
Yeah.
we can at least have a quick chit chat over the. Yeah, I'm getting that for you. Just a minute.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, everyone. Take care. Happy holidays if I don't see you again. All right.
Yay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.